Just basically saying, yeah, we did it, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, 100%. How mad would that be? I'm loving it.
You photoshopping, blah, 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 blah. Suck him up, I was fucking. Yeah.
There's a page. Go check it out. He tells me a wild card.
Welcome back to another episode of Myths and Mysteries in Black and White with your two hosts, Josh and Ed.
Hello.
And Ed, I have got a question for you for once. And it's a question that has literally taken the world by storm at the minute. Yeah. Every time I go on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or I see memes or anybody just having this conversation. Yeah. So I feel like it's only right we talk about it.
Right.
Ed, your opinion, who wins in a fight? One gorilla or 100 men with no weapons?
All right, I've been having this conversation with a couple of mates of mine, Stocky and Will.
Right.
They think no. They think a gorilla would smack them all up.
Really?
I can't see that. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. A gorilla, they're beasts.
Yeah.
Utter beasts. You know, they're so strong and everything like that. But 100 men.
Yeah, I agree. I was like...
All it takes is that, not all of you are going to come out of this.
No, God, no. God, no.
But if it has to go for one person at a time,
how is it gonna?
There's 99 other people that's
it's got to
be
take on.
Yeah, all you got to do is bundle it.
Yeah,
and then just you know what I mean. Just take turns. Just keep poking its eyes out. And
well,
stuff.
yeah. Well, I saw something and it put it perfect. It said I think 20 humans weigh the same as about a medium-sized car. Right? You drop 5 of them.
Hang on. It's medium-sized car.
Yeah, like a. I don't know.
Nah, that's not true. That's not true whatsoever.
You reckon?
A medium... You saying... what? 10 humans...
20.
20 humans... What? Each or collectively?
Collectively.
Oh!
Not 20
I was going to
individual
say... You saying that I'll weigh the same as a Nissan?
No. 20 people collectively weigh about the same as a medium-sized car.
Righto.
You drop 5 of them on a gorilla, this debate isn't even a thing. Do you know what I mean? So you drop 100, I think it worked out, I see some of it said it works out about 8 ton. 8 ton versus one gorilla, it's not beating that.
Nah, that's not true. 8 ton is... My truck weighs about 2 ton.
Right.
That's bigger than a medium-sized car.
But 5 of them.
Oh, 5 of them.
5 medium-sized cars.
Oh, yeah.
Work out about 7-8 ton.
Yeah.
So work that out as like 100 people.
A
gorilla's not fucking outweighing that.
Nah, true.
So I don't get how, like you said, a gorilla is going to mash up a lot of people.
Yeah. But
it's not the sheer weight. If everyone jumps on that thing all at once, how is that gorilla going to win? Seriously.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I know so many people are going to comment saying, no, the gorilla, XYZ and all this shit. I cannot see it.
The thing is, people have been asking, like, proper zoologists, like, primatologists and that, and most of them say, like, a lot of people ain't going to make it, but the gorilla will lose eventually.
It's like, I'd understand if it was like 5-10 people, 100.
Yeah.
And how can a gorilla win that?
Yeah. And as well, it's like that question as well. What do you think is the biggest animal you could take on in a fight?
I mean, I'll probably maybe take something bigger, but for peace of mind, I'm just going to go a goat right now. I could fuck up a goat.
I think Will said the same thing, a goat. And I was like, nah, you are the goat. But the thing is, and it's going to sound absolutely mad, and people saying, Ed, you're dreaming. Because it's not like, I wouldn't say I'm toxic masculinity, but it's like every man has got a point in them. They think, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like I could take on a leopard.
Oh, my God.
I feel like I could take on a leopard. If that comes towards me, I'm pulling its head off. When in reality, I'm getting messed up. It's
messing you up.
But in my head, I'm
flipping it up, getting in a triangle, fucking putting it to sleep.
Yeah. That's going in the armbar and everything. Like, I'm sitting there watching Bluey with my son, which is amazing, by the way. I would actually rather see this world burn than anything happen to Bingo, like her little sister. Oh, she's so adorable. But I'm sitting there, like, I'm trying to watch Bluey, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm thinking of ways, like scenarios where I'm going to have to, like, punch a leopard to death.
It's ones where you see things like where people are like, "Oh yeah, I can take on a horse." Just like, shut up! A horse is gonna mess you up, mate. Have you seen that video? The one, I think it was like a big riot in London. This wannabe hard man just twats a horse, and the horse won't even bat an eyelid. It literally just stood there like, "Is that it?"
Yeah.
It's like, a horse will fuck you up, mate. Who are you kidding?
Whereas I can take it on a leopard. Nah, I've seen Tarzan do it. No, I just feel like, because I'm a big lad, if I get on its back, I'm pulling its head off.
But there lies the problem. Getting on its back.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be easy.
It's not going to stand there and let you do it.
No, I know, but if it runs at me, I'll just like feign, twist, like, jump on its back.
Ground and pound.
No,
John.
if I get my arm round its head, round its throat, that's done for. I'm pulling its head off. I'm going to be like Predator and have his fucking skull and backbone hang up in the air while I'm screaming in the trees. That's what's going to happen. But not too high, I'm scared of heights.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like I said, I know full well there is a 99% chance
the leopard's doing you in.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like mincemeat. But there's that 1% in me that's like, I can do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull its head off.
Like I said, I do think there is a bigger animal I could potentially take on, but just for peace of mind, I know for a fact I can take on a goat. So I'll put it there.
The thing
just a goat.
But there is genuine. There's people out there that think they can take on a grizzly.
Yeah, they're mental.
Like,
they are mental.
Nah.
Grizzly is going to fuck you up. A black bear, if it wanted to, can fuck you up. A grizzly will do it.
Well, let's put it in perspective, right? With a grizzly, one swipe of its paw can break an adult moose's back.
That is going to smack your head off. And
if you don't know
the thing.
how big a moose is, look at a video.
They're huge. I didn't realise how big they actually
They are
were.
scarily massive, and one hit from a grizzly can break its back. What do you think it's going to do to your fucking Chevy Chase?
That's going to smack your head off, dribble the thing, and shoot it like it's bloody, I don't know, James Harden hitting a free.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that thing is going to mess you up.
Yeah, it is. There's no doubt about it. Look, yeah, it's that toxic masculinity. Think I could take on a leopard. I know for a full fact there's 110% of me that knows I can't take on a grizzly.
Bear. No,
but would I run? Nah.
No.
I'm having my last stand with the grizzly. It's like, oh. Have you ever seen the film The Grey?
Is that Liam Neeson with the wolves?
Yeah. Oh my God. What a film. I love that film.
That is criminally underrated.
Yes, it is. And it's the bit at the end, like, he was leading the group pretty much to the den, to the wolves' den, and he was like fucked. He was knackered, hungry, beaten up, and even then he like wrapped the bottles glasses, around his knuckles, had a knife.
He's like, I'm going down swinging.
Yeah, that's me. That's me against a grizzly.
Do you reckon take on one wolf?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Again, I think this is a toxic masculinity thing, but I'm starting to question, could I take on one wolf?
No, but
a whole pack, yeah, done for.
Hey, you see that big wolf?
Yeah, again, I think this is a toxic masculinity thing. Again, I probably would get messed up.
If I go on his back,
in my mind, I'm thinking, I might be able to do a wolfing.
I'm rear naked choking it.
I'm John Jones of the thing. I'm getting a lot of this back and ground and pounding its skull.
Yeah, that is it. If I could get it on its back, I'll give him a belly rub. So it gets that false sense. It gets that false sense of security. I'm grabbing him by his ears and I'm smashing him against the rock.
That's another thing as well going on John Jones. The amount of things I was like, oh yeah, John Jones could take on a grizzly. No, he couldn't.
No,
not a grizzly, a gorilla.
No,
it's like no, he couldn't.
Yeah, he might wind it a bit, but as soon as that's going to go bang on his face, his face is gone.
He'll rip his arms off and beat him to death with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, let us know in the comments who wins, a gorilla or 100 men.
Yeah,
I cannot see a world where the gorilla wins. I really can't.
No, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed though.
Oh yeah. The only problem is you've got to find 100 suicidal people to tempt this. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck it.
I'd want to be at the back though. I wouldn't be going. I wouldn't be going first.
I'm going for it. I'm going across its fucking shoulders. I'm pulling its head off. I'm messing. Unless someone asks me, like, so like, your family will live a life of luxury if you attempt this. It's like, right, if I die, my family are looked after. If I win, we're looked after. Also, I've got a gorilla head.
Didn't Mike Tyson do something like that? Weren't he offered, or like didn't he want to pay to fight the gorilla?
He went to a zoo, and I think this gorilla was like being a right prick to the others, was bullying him. And he offered 20 grand to the zookeeper and said, let me in there and I'm going to mess it up. And they're like, no.
That would have been a fight and a half.
No, it wouldn't.
No, but just the thought of a silverback gorilla versus a prime Mike Tyson. Do you know what I mean? You'd want to see it.
As much as I love Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah, he's getting done in.
Yeah.
But you'd want to see it.
It'd be just tragic. It'd be tragic because you're thinking, like, he was an animal. He was ferocious.
But this thing is a genuine animal.
Yeah. To get hammered in like a fucking bent nail. Because that's what would happen.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, oh, we're not as clever as we think.
Oh, mate, honestly, all I've seen is just memes of this debate and everything. It's brilliant.
But also, as well as answer us what you think could win 100 men or one gorilla, do you think, what is the biggest animal you think you could take on in a fight? And
I'm praying we get some stupid answers.
Yeah.
I'm praying.
You just know it's going to be...
I could take on a hippo.
Let's put it this way: 100 gorillas against a hippo. I'm still going
to go for the hippo.
I'm still going to put some money on the hippo.
Yeah,
let's put it that
100%.
way. Them things are fucking evil. Well, they're not. They're
just territorial, aren't they?
They are just evolutionary marvels. They're incredible.
Submersible tanks.
Yeah, for something that comes up, it's got little ears that flap. And you think, oh, that's sweet. That's going to murk you up.
Yeah,
that's like. Have you seen that video? It was these African wild dogs going at this deer.
Yes.
And it looks like for a start, this hippo just comes in.
Out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere, comes in and fights like the dogs off. And you think, oh, nature's lovely.
Pick up the hippo.
The hippo starts walking it off when, hang on a minute, and kills the deer.
Literally, you think it's going to be like that proper heroic thing. And then a hero comes along. Just like protecting the deer. And just walks off and like, actually, do you know what? Fuck you and all. They're arseholes. They're actual arseholes.
But you seen the baby one there, very cute.
Yeah.
very sweet.
It is that whole just human instinct, isn't it? Everyone wants like a wild animal, especially when they're babies. They're like, oh, look how adorable it is. Yeah, but look at the big thing it's about to become.
Yeah.
In like a matter of months.
Yeah.
And you think, no, it'll never harm me. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it does not harm you. It kills you. So,
but I must say, with the whole gorilla thing, I'm more scared of chimps than I am gorillas.
Yeah, I agree. Chimps? Like gorillas, charging silverback will, like we said, it will mess you up. But 9 times out of 10, it's a protective thing.
Yeah.
Gorillas, if you chimps, if you smile at them, they think, oh, you want beef.
Well, no, gorillas are the same.
Are they?
Yeah. I don't know why you ever would, but if you're in the wilderness and you come across a gorilla, do not look at it in the eye, because gorillas and most primates see it as a challenge.
Yeah,
and they will.
It is that whole like that showing you submissive,
But
you're the
and
king.
But like what you say with chimps as well, like when you smile at them, if you bare your teeth,
they think, oh, you want beef.
Yeah, and the thing is how they butcher you.
Yeah, especially if you're a bloke, you're done for.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they go for your fingers and your genitalia, and that is common knowledge. Like, they are fucking
because obviously that completely will incapacitate you. So it's like, right, you're mine.
It's like, I think we spoke about it before, but it's that video. Well, but it was a 911 phone call.
Oh, a man like Travis. Huh? That was the chimp's name. If what you're on about.
Oh, yeah, and it was the woman. It was the owner of this chimp, and this chimp just went mental and pulled her friend's face off. Completely disfigured her. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was all because she gave it Xanax, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Poor Travis.
Yeah, so. Just leave animals alone.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But no, 100 people, they beat a gorilla, in my opinion. But no, as you can tell by the title, today we are continuing on with Ed's last topic, which was the creepypasta. Thank you, because I completely forgot what it was called then. Yeah, we're talking about the creepypasta stories, specifically 2. We're talking about obviously the big one, literally the big one, Slenderman, and Siren Head.
Yes.
So I assume you're going to start with Siren Head? Maybe?
Yeah, we'll do Siren Head for a start.
So, Ed, please take it away, my friend.
No worries. Hang on, let me just pull up my notes. Right. Siren Head. It's got... if you don't know what Siren Head looks like, it's this big, real skinny, tall. It's bigger than Slenderman.
Oh, is it?
It's taller. It's like 40 feet tall. And
40?
Yeah. I think it can mimic its height. It can change.
Right, yeah.
But, and it's very well known. It's got the siren thing here, the siren thing there, and it makes it's like a tornado siren. And it's so sick. You heard it?
Well, like that proper...
No, not quite. I'll show it to you later.
Oh, right.
And if you want to put it in, it's here. If not, don't worry about it.
Google it yourself.
Yeah. Its powers and its skills is mimicry, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, transmission manipulation, shape-shifting possibly, deception, perception manipulation, body manipulation, and corruption possibly. It's genderless. Apparently its species is cryptid, but it don't exist, so it's not a cryptid. Well, it's made up. Technically, cryptids don't exist, but there's a possibility they do. There's no, I'm not chucking 3 years of this down the pan already. Its hobbies is harming and consuming human beings, training its mimicry to lure in its prey.
Just take up fishing if you want a hobby.
Yeah. Siren Head, sometimes called Lamp Head, occasionally written as Siren Head or Siren Dash Head and Lamp Head or Lamp Dash Head, and by many other names, is a hostile cryptid. It's not cryptid. An urban legend created by Canadian horror artist Trevor Henderson. Siren Head is a very aggressive, monstrous, and skilled predator, which makes it very dangerous. It seems to have some degree of intelligence due to using tactics such as camouflaging within forests and mimicking sounds like voices to hide from and lure its prey. Other than that, nothing much else is known about Siren Head's way of thinking. Though unconfirmed theories suggest it is the last of its kind, and so may have a strong will to survive, possibly developing its camouflage skills to hide from other dangerous creatures, though again, this is not confirmed. And what the fuck can take on Siren Head?
Nearly.
Siren Head is not above fooling people with their friends' voices, and one sighting of it suggests that it also blocks out the screams of its devoured victims with its own sounds, ensuring there is no chance anyone can help them. This is most likely to ensure a successful hunt by confusing and disorientating their prey, though it might also simply be a form of cruelty. Siren Head also sometimes does not consume its victim, as seen in the Siren Head video game, meaning that it possibly kills for sport.
Oh, nice. There's a video game?
Yeah. There's a few video games. There's one. Like I say, if you haven't ever watched Fooster, Fooster, watch him. He's incredible. Oh, you remember, and you know that video you sent me about the Bigfoot game?
Yeah.
He plays it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, please watch it, because he is so funny.
No,
and the games that he plays are like right up our
right.
alley. And yeah, he does one on Siren Head. Almost all images of Siren Head are presented very similarly to each other, featuring Siren Head as a tall, thin, desiccated and dehydrated humanoid with mummified skin and dual sirens on its head.
It's vajazzled the sirens.
Huh?
Jeweled sirens.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like one at top way.
Oh, jewel! I thought you said jeweled. Like if I jazzled them.
Oh no.
That's what I thought. Oh, what? He's got like crested diamonds on him or something.
Yeah, he's got chandeliers hanging from him. Henderson has confirmed that Siren Head sirens have the ability of releasing various sounds out of them, such as conversations, white noises, and extremely loud sounds, which can damage hearing. Siren Head has been presented with different objects on its head, depending on 2 known photographs. Let's say this creature was originally created by Trevor Henderson, an artist who has made several creations related to the horror side of life. He was also well known for Longhorse, Bonesworth, Bridgeworm, Breaking News, and many more. Siren Head has no official way of reproduction, despite the multiple occasional visits of Siren Head. It has been known that Siren Head's appearance towards the siren part of its body may vary with different people's adaptation of Siren Head. This makes it plausible that Siren Head obtains different appearances depending on the victim. Siren Head is not a man-made creature, as said by Trevor Henderson, but instead a creature that could have survived years of human evolution.
Right.
Bollocks. It's got sirens for a fucking head. Sirens are a man-made thing. Did people?
That is a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a point. Someone had to have stuck them on them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, or did someone go in the woods, looked at him, and think, "Cool, that could be a good invention," that, and then made them themselves. Nah, it's the other way around, mate. Trevor Henderson began to explain a theory regarding the possible method of Siren Head obtaining the voices of its victims. His theory was the creature contained loose cassette tapes to contain the voices of its victims. So if Siren Head's not man-made, it's now producing videotapes. What is it? Got a fucking mixtape on them?
Go in the woods, you just see Siren Head's Blockbuster.
Yeah. You see him at Skeggy Market. Here, Huss.
Free for a tenner, boss. Free for a tenner.
3 for a tenner, 4 for 15. Come on, bargain. Deal century. Come on. If the victim attempts to outrun the creature and scream for help, Siren Head will follow in hot pursuit, drowning out the screams with his sirens. Siren Head has also been known to burst the eardrums of human beings who wander too close to its location, finding a new method of killing his victims. There is also an apparent recorded document within the SCP Foundation regarding the death of teens attempting to extract Siren Head, leading to their demise upon their eardrums being shattered.
Death by burst eardrums. Can that happen?
No, I doubt it. You just go deaf, don't you?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the SCP Foundation?
No.
Right. I don't know too much about it, but it's like this online, would you say forum or something?
Mm.
SCP means secure, contain, protect.
Right.
And it's basically these entities and creatures and things that the SCP Foundation take. It's like there's one, and it looks messed up. It looks kind of like a deformed gingerbread man kind of thing. And as you look at it, it's still dead still. You know, like the Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but its thing is if it's so quick, you look away, it'll break your neck.
Oh, right.
That's what it does. It breaks your neck.
Oh, so it's very similar to the Weeping Angels.
Kind of. Well, no, because the Weeping Angels, when they touch it, it takes you back in time.
Yeah, don't actually kill you. But
no.
How they're still and then just stupidly quick.
Yeah. But where it's, this thing looks like that. There's like the unkillable reptile thing. It looks like reptile. It looks like a crocodile, but with fur. It looks messed up.
Oh.
There's a skeleton. There's Cain and Abel.
Oh!
Yeah. Wendigo skull. There's all sorts. Go through it. If you want a rabbit hole, look into the SCP Foundation. It is messed up. It's so cool. Siren Head can also destroy many objects in its path to pursue its victims, meaning trees and buildings are mere obstacles it can overcome.
Well, no shit if the thing's 40 foot tall.
Yeah. Despite having no female or male genitals, nor any features resembling its gender. Oh, excuse me. Siren Head is commonly known for being known to be using he/him pronouns as well, but using it is recommended since there's no official gender.
fits in today perfectly with today's society, doesn't it?
Don't say that. Oh no. We're going to get in trouble.
There you go. Anyone just says, "Did you assume my gender?" Just say, "No, I called you Siren Head."
Imagine someone coming out. Like, oh, is it he, him? No, it's Siren Head. I'll go by Siren Head. Righto. Oh. It is implied humans aren't the only thing it attacks and possibly consumes. However, it is unknown if Siren Head contains organs able to digest what they may consume, meaning it could merely hunt for entertainment purposes and advancing its luring methods instead. Siren Head has often been confused as a creepypasta character, given the vague definition behind the term creepypasta. However, since the origins of Siren Head are merely from photographs edited by the artist Trevor Henderson, it is yet to be confirmed by the author himself if he intends on the creation linking into the franchise.
Oh.
So it's technically not a creepypasta, but everyone sees it as a creepypasta.
Right, yeah.
So
just sort of like merely adopted it kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's like the whole, like with the pictures and stuff like that, and it's been created, and it is fucking creepy, you know, and it's possibly made of pasta, so it's a creepypasta. Look at that, Siren Head made of rigatoni.
That's why it's 40 foot tall. It's just lasagna sheets stacked up.
That's why it's so thin. It's a noodle. It's like spaghetti, isn't it? Like, oh no, it's Siren Head tagliatelle. Fucking sirens are made out of fucking penne. Cool. I'm surprised those kinds of pasta we do. It's quite impressive. Despite the common belief, Siren Head's SCP document was not originally added by Trevor Henderson, nor the idea of Siren Head being an SCP. Since then, it is better to always assume that Siren Head is also separate from this franchise as well. So technically, it's not an SCP.
Right.
The sound Siren Head makes is really a recording of the Chicago EAS tornado sirens.
Let's find out what that is. I mean, it's a tornado siren. I know exactly what it is, but see what it sounds like. Is it Chicago what?
The Chicago's EAS tornado sirens. You might as well just put in like Siren Head noise.
Yeah, I think that.
Noise 1 hour.
Siren Head sound effect. Fuck that!
You imagine being in the woods
and hearing that
and hearing that.
Nope. I'm good.
The Winchester will be out. I'll be having a great time. Yeah. Siren Head, a 40-foot tall beast made of decaying flesh with sirens in place of its head. So that's where we knew it was 40 feet tall. Alright. This is the story. And this is Henderson's original Twitter post about the creature contained just enough information about Siren Head to whet the internet's insatiable appetite for the creepy.
Mm-hmm.
A woman driving by saw the creature standing in a cemetery. At first she thought it was just an art piece, but then it came to life, screeching random words through its dual speakers running toward her. But since making the original post, Henderson continued to flesh out, so to speak, Siren Head's story. The creature is not an animal, but rather a physical manifestation of a metaphysical entity. It has no eyes, but it can see. It never eats, but it conceals mouthfuls of razor-sharp teeth inside its sirens to strip human flesh from the bone. It communicates via sirens and other sounds and can even record and play back sounds in order to stalk its prey. It can also blend seamlessly into its environment, disguising itself as a telephone pole or a street light.
There you go. So every street light you walk past, it might be this thing.
Yeah. all that was enough to capture the internet's imagination. It took Siren Head a couple of years, but as of 2020, so not even that long ago, it had exploded in popularity, with other creators filling in the details as needed. Thanks to TikToker Alex Howard, we have video evidence of the thing, and thanks to game studios like Undreamed Panic via PC Gamer and Modus Interactive via Know Your Meme, we have games where you can flee from the creature in full polygonal 3D.
I have to play one of them.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I think that's PC. They were mainly PC games.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, have a look.
Yeah.
I think that most of them are PC games. It's like, like Steam.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they always had like these indie games
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like
that's what the original Slenderman game was, though, wasn't it? It was one of them.
just an online game. There was, like you say, there's Slenderman always comes, and weren't Five Nights at Freddy's something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
It was, so you had that. What else? There's a few. It's like the maze games.
Yeah.
When like Jeff the Killer then pops out.
Yeah, things like that.
We spoke about and stuff like that. But you imagine you're with your buddies or you're with your partner or whatever. You thought we're going to have a nice camping weekend in the woods. It's all very lovely. Sitting by the fire, roasting marshmallows. And all of a sudden you hear that fucking siren.
Thing is, if you didn't know about it, you'd be like, what the fuck is that? Turn it off.
You think, oh, something's happening. We better go and have a look.
Yeah. And then you see 40-foot pasta boy.
Yeah, you see fucking stringy tagliatelle standing up there making all these kind of racket. You think, oh, fucking hell.
What we got ourselves into here then?
Yeah. And you're like, well, we could run. And then it just gets you anyway. And it bursts your eardrums. And then you can't even hear your own screams while you're being mauled.
Inconsiderate.
Yeah, it is really. But no, what do you... So, as like with the creepypastas we discussed last week...
Yeah.
And Siren Head...
Yeah.
Like, do you think it kind of goes with creepypastas?
In a roundabout sort of way. I feel... The thing is, I feel like with the other creepypastas we've talked about, there's that sense of reality with it, where it could be a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they're the ones... I think with them creepypastas, like what we spoke about last week, it's because they're the ones... Yeah, they're the ones that could, but a lot of them, nah.
Yeah, so I haven't really, other than Slendy Boy and the Russian Sleep Experiment, I ain't really heard of too many of them.
No.
Like, I didn't even know Siren Head was a thing. I've heard the name Siren Head, but I didn't realise it was a creepypasta or some creepy thing. I just thought it was like, ironically, like a video game character or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, a lot of the time when like these games start coming out, like Siren Head, Slenderman and stuff like that, you do think it's just a video game character.
Yeah.
And say, like, you really enjoyed the game, you then start looking into it, and you're like, oh, actually... It's the whole thing. In a way, I bet for a lot of people that happened with Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Wendigo.
Well, it did with me. It did with me. I genuinely thought it was just a character they created. I didn't have a clue it was a cryptid or anything like that.
Yeah, and then you go into it, and it's like this whole mythos.
Yeah.
Like, real mythos, like, well, as real as it can be, of where Native Americans, the Algonquin tribe, actually did speak of these kind of creatures.
Yeah.
And these spirits. Whereas, like, with this kind of stuff, it is such a manifestation from the imagination.
Yeah. It does go to show, though, there are some people...
Who do I think I am?
What are you eating?
Super noodles this morning. I ate all my lamb stew, so I had super noodles this morning. Mate, people must think I am disgusting. Well, I am a bit, but... like... What's a normal breakfast? Like cereal or toast or something like that. Or maybe even a fry-up if you're feeling a bit frisky. And there's me eating fucking lamb stew and super noodles. Like, who the fuck do I think I am? Look at me, like, yeah, no wonder he's a bit on the chubby side. He's eating fucking super noodles for breakfast.
We've all been there. We've all had something we shouldn't have had for breakfast.
Yeah.
But
I tell you what, look, I remember there's a lad I know. Well, I'll tell you, he's a friend. I knew him from school. His name's Johnny. Really, really intelligent lad. Really, really intelligent lad. And really nice lad as well. And we was all on holiday with an old friend of mine, Jordan, and we was at Searles in Stanton.
Which, for those that don't know, is basically a caravan park.
Yeah. A bougie one.
A bougie one, yeah.
And there was, what we're having breakfast. And Johnny was like, I'm going to have chocolate cake. And we was like, what? He was like, well, think about it. Because of the sugar content, it's energy throughout the day. And we was only like 16 at the time. And I was like, you know what? He has got a point. You know, that's
Man like Johnny's onto something. Yeah, here. Everyone eat chocolate cake for breakfast.
Honestly, he did explain it a lot better than I could. To be fair, but it made sense, and it was like, yeah, he's got a point actually.
In a roundabout sort of way, yeah.
You want to eat the most unhealthy thing at the start of the day because then you've got all day to burn it off. Whereas, because say chocolate cake is usually a dessert. After tea or dinner,
9 times out of 10 you feel sluggish after eating it because
sluggish,
it's later in the day.
Also, you've got that less time to burn it off, and that's where you gain weight.
So there you go. Anybody who wants some health tips? See, who would have thought Myths and Mysteries would be offering health tips? Certainly not us. Look at the state of us, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm having soup noodles for breakfast.
There you go. If you want a quick dietary lesson, eat chocolate cake for breakfast.
Yeah. But then they don't eat it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Yeah, it's like when you have
cereal.
Way.
Some people add sugar.
Yeah.
To the cereal.
I can't do that. I can't. It's too sugary.
No, I love it. And when it's all I'll make sure I eat all the cereal first.
Yeah.
And the sugary milk, and I'll drink that.
Oh. Nah, not for me, Chief.
Oh, to be fair, that's giving you indigestion. But it's good. It's very good. How did we get from Siren Head to chocolate cake?
I love this podcast so much.
I don't know where was we going with that anyway? Oh yeah, because I said about super noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, because I said the manifestation of the imagination.
That was it. Yeah. Jesus, that is a big word.
That's a cool phrase. Yeah. I like that. Might have it on a t-shirt. But yeah, so people have really fabricated these laws, these myths that they've created, which in a roundabout way is no different to what they did hundreds of years ago.
Well, no, not really.
But because back then everything was more believable.
It was taken as gospel 9 times out of 10, wasn't it?
Because there was no scientists in the way and stuff like that. And you always thought even today, when you're a little kid, you look at your parents, you think they know the lot.
Yeah.
You know everything. And when your parent says, "Do not go out in the woods," there's a Wendigo. You're gonna believe.
You're gonna believe.
Them. They're gonna eat you.
Yeah.
And do horrible things.
Yeah. We've all heard stories as kids, but yeah, like you said, back then, you are gonna take it
it's like the one at primary school, the one where the kid rocked back on his chair,
cracked his head open. Yeah.
Everyone heard that. The teacher. It's like a thing that you have to do when you become a teacher. Is know that story.
Yeah. Or that one that got the pencil stuck up his eye in an exam.
Yeah, or the kid who ran with scissors.
Yeah.
And stabbed himself in the heart.
There's
a lot of stabbing and breaking,
Yeah.
It's really it's terrifying.
I mean, if you want to get your point across to not do it, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, because the people...
Terrify the kids.
Yeah, well, no, because when you think of it, the most powerful thing in the world to make people do things is fear.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It is fear. When you think, you will pay your taxes or you'll go out to prison.
Yeah.
It's putting fear into you, so you do what you do. Shit, I'm going to prison. Someone's going to hear this think, fuck, he's onto us.
They'll have to change it.
But no, fear is the thing that will...
Yeah, you want to make some people listen. It is that whole classic scaremongering. Goes on so much in today's world. Do you know what I mean? The amount of times I've seen, oh my God, we're going to be on the brink of World War III because Russia's getting nukes so close to the border. No, they're not. No, they're just not.
Let's just hope they're not anyway.
Well, yeah, hopefully. But, you know what I mean? So many things, and it's like, oh my God, we're going to die in World War III and all this shit. And it's like, chill. Calm down.
That's right. Got John Cena.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Undertaker. Bong.
It'll be like, I'm Russia what, bruv?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's the Undertaker. That's one of my favourite things from a previous podcast. What we was talking about when they cutted Bin Laden.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And John Cena turns up, and so does
Cena
the
and
Undertaker. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know how we got onto that.
I don't.
It's great.
This podcast is amazing. Like, again, we've just shown it again. We've gone from Siren Head to chocolate cake.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, to John Cena.
Jesus Christ, this podcast, man. What other podcast offers this? Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's always. But what I was getting at, it's always something to do with the woods.
Yeah, I think it's because it has got that eerie feel to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially at like nights.
Yeah, and especially, and I think that is instinctual to the human race.
Yeah,
and because of like ancestors, like Native Americans, Vikings, whoever. Always had stories of these things that live in the woods, so the kids don't go out and get lost.
Yeah, like the two on Earth, the two most scariest things that you can, if you want to make a creepy story, is the woods or the ocean.
Yeah,
and you're halfway there already.
Yeah,
because everybody again because it is that whole you don't know what's out there.
No, and it's the whole. I think it's any habitat, even today, like with the concrete jungles, stuff like that. You just don't. It's like the whole stranger danger thing.
Yeah,
you know, like I mean, when as a kid you always get taught stranger danger, but back then it weren't near half as bad as what it is
now. Yeah,
today it's terrifying.
Oh yeah,
when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's always the thing is it as bad? Probably, but also it is that whole thing of being drummed into you about strangers and stuff like that, and it makes you, it puts that fear into you, so you're more obedient.
Yeah,
which in a way
it's like a very minute mind control, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, in a sense.
Is it because you are so terrified of it, you just don't want to risk it?
That is it. It's risk.
I mean, especially
it's
with
eliminating
kids
the risk.
Especially with kids as well. Like 9 times out of 10, parents would say it to make the kids go to sleep. Or it's like, oh, the boogeyman will get you and that. To this day, if I'm downstairs and I turn the light off, I am bolting it up them stairs. I am not walking in case some geezer's behind me going, I'm going to get you, boy. Do you know?
What does that look like?
Yeah, oh, you never know what it's going to do, do you? He might try and cop a feel. He's probably never had a chocolate cake before.
Mate, I'm coming round yours to turn the light off. Let's see what happens.
Honestly, I'm bolting. I ain't taking that risk. You're mad.
The thing is, we was on about earlier, the whole toxic masculinity thing. I do it now where I'll turn the light off and I'll like stand there. And you see that, and it's that meme of Beetlejuice. The
little, yeah.
And it was a meme. I sent it to Austin from the Mysteries Instagram, like private, like DM, Slint DMs. Oh, I've got to stop doing that. And it was like trying to assert your dominance, but you're looking in the entirely wrong corner of the room. And you're trying to assert your dominance against a ghost, and it's just him. He just goes, ta-da! And there is a ghost over there. But that's what I do. I used to be terrified. But even to this day, I can't actually sleep in the dark.
Really?
I don't feel comfortable. Like, it's because I think I've got a little bit of tinnitus or something, because I've got a little bit of ringing in my ear.
Right.
And if I'm there and it's pitch black silent, that's all I hear.
It's just like irritated sort of thing,
to like drown it out.
So I'm the polar opposite. Ironically, I run up the stairs during the night, but if I'm trying to sleep, it has to be pitch black.
Yeah.
Slightest light, and I can't sleep.
No?
No.
Okay, no. Yeah, no, it's how I have the telly on. And, but even though, like, I'll go to, like, down the hallway, bathroom now, it's pitch black, don't bother me.
No.
It really don't bother me, but yeah, if I'm actually laying there, I have to have something on. And I swear, I don't know. It's
white noise, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm the same with like the fan. My fan is on all year round.
Yeah,
just that murmuring just helps me sleep. Honestly, I really need to get myself like one of them child mobiles. I'd sleep like ironically, like a baby. I really would. Just saying that, like, dun, 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 dun. Oh, mate, gone.
You are asking to get your house possessed.
Oh yeah, that'd just be my luck. I'd be just halfway through the night, not turned it on, but it would start playing itself.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That thing's getting launched out the window.
I just love to put a camera in your room, just like pointing at it, and then have a remote and start it, just to see your reaction. Just seeing you just swinging at it. Like
I'll do that. I would do that ironic kid thing. where it's like hide under the quilt. It's like it can't get me now.
Yeah.
Why did we ever think that was going to work?
I don't
Growing
know.
up, it's like, oh, I'm under my duvet. I'm now safe. What's that? Home base?
Because I believe, I might be wrong, but because you got to think the first 9 months of our life we were spent in mum's womb, you're safe. When you're under that, it's like replicating being safe in your mum's womb.
I get it from that point, but like, if there's an intruder in your house, like he's not just going to go. Found you.
It's like, well, then you have your foot under hanging off the end of the bed, so someone's going to grab it. And to this day, I do feel that sometimes. I'm swear when I was younger, I had a spider go up my foot. It was probably about that big, but in my head...
At the fort, it was like a giant... Yeah.
Oh. But no, get back on.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Oh my god,
we need to crack on.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we've got teased. We can't do it 2 weeks in a row.
No, so we'll get...
The next one, the one that everybody wants us to talk about, we're finally going to talk about it. Slenderman.
Yes.
So Ed, what is? Wait for the thing to load. Okay, what is a Slenderman?
Right, the Slenderman is an alleged paranormal figure, puppeted. Or purported to have been in existence for centuries, covering a large geographic area. Believers in the Slender Man connect his appearance with many other legends around the world, including Fear Dubber, the Dark Man in Scotland, the Dutch Tacken Man, Branch Man, and the German legend of the Godman or the Grosse Man, the Tall Man. I think I got that right.
You sounded Jamaican when you said it. The God Man. And there's the mom of the God Man.
No, Grove. The Goat Man's a whole different thing. Don't worry. We'll get to him at some point.
The rascal.
I am not doing it. I was so tempted then to do her with the eggs.
Oh, it's bomber rascal, pussy bomber clad egg.
Yeah, I was so tempted to do that, but I thought, nah, I cannot do that. If I do that, I'm getting hung, drawn, and quartered. Oh, it's going to be me, my head, and William Wallace's next to each other. Like, what do you mean? The Slender Man is a being, male in appearance, with extremely long, slender arms and legs. Obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. He also appears to have 4 to 8 long black tentacles that protrude from his back. Different photographs and enthusiasts disagree on this fact, so it's theorised he can contract these tentacles at will. He is described as wearing a black suit, strikingly similar to the visage of the notorious Men in Black. We are the Men in Black and Slender Man. As the name suggests, he appears very thin. He is able to stretch his limbs and torso to inhuman lengths in order to induce fear and ensnare his prey. Once his arms are outstretched, his victims are put into something of a hypnotised state, where they are utterly helpless to stop themselves from walking towards him. He is able to create tendrils from his fingers and back that he uses to walk on, in a similar fashion to Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. His superhuman stretching ability can also be seen as resembling Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. Whether he absorbs, kills, or merely takes his victims to an undisclosed location or dimension is unknown, as there are never any bodies or evidence left behind in his wake to deduce a definite conclusion from. His face is pale and slightly ghostly. It almost appears to have been warped in a type of gauze or cloth. His facial features are an object of debate. Many people believe that they look different to each person if they are ever seen at all. He is portrayed as wearing a hat, which can be a bowler, fedora, or even a top hat.
I've never seen him wearing a hat.
No, I haven't, to be honest. Maybe a bowler. I'm pretty sure I might see one where he's wearing a bowler hat. He may also be wearing a long flowing necktie or scarf, which is either red or grey. I'm pretty sure I have seen that.
Oh yeah, I've seen the red tie.
Yeah. He often keeps his hands crossed hands crossed politely behind his back or hanging loosely at his sides. His suit is black, sometimes pinstriped in artwork, a common misconception thanks to the similar Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. He has long coattails which he lets flow proudly. He wears long dress shoes which are always shined a perfect gleaming black. And the whole thing with his face, that every picture I've seen, there is nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
No ears, no eyes, no nose,
It's
no
just
mouth.
head.
Yeah. It's like a mannequin head. No, not even, you know what I mean, like the real plain ones. Like no features whatsoever.
Yeah.
Much of the fascination with Slenderman is rooted in the overall aura of mystery he is wrapped in. Despite the fact that it is rumoured he kills children almost exclusively, it is difficult to say whether or not his only objective is slaughter. Oftentimes, it is reported that he can be found in sections of woods which generally tend to be suburban. He also has been seen with large groups of children, as many photographs portray. It is commonly thought that he resides in woods and forests and preys on children from within. He seems unconcerned with being exposed in the daylight or captured in photos. It is often thought as well that he enjoys stalking people who become overly paranoid about his existence, purposely giving them glimpses of himself in order to further frighten them. For this reason, it seems like Slenderman very much enjoys psychologically torturing his victims. He appears to float or drift around rather than walk, which often suggests the possibility of him being an ethereal entity rather than a creature or man. Spirit.
Yeah.
This would also explain why he's able to remain mobile in spite of his poorly proportioned body. Even though Slenderman was fabricated on the Something Awful forums, some people have claimed sightings. He is apparently seen mostly at night, peering into open windows or walking out in front of lone motorists on secluded roads. His main intentions appear to be kidnapping children, as when he is seen near them in photographs, they usually disappear shortly afterwards. The Slenderman has also inspired many stories, such as those of marble hornets. But in the end, though, his purpose remains unknown.
Mm-hmm.
There's historical references, apparently. The earliest argued reference to the legend of the Slenderman is within the cave paintings found in Serra da Capivara National Park in the northeast of Brazil, which I believe to date from as far back as 9000 BC. These paintings show a strangely elongated character leading a child by the hand, but make no reference to the extra appendages. Egyptian hieroglyphs. The next known possible allusion to the Slenderman comes from around 3100 BC in Lower Egypt. References to the thief of the gods or the thief of Cuck. Slenderman's Cuck. Yeah, bastard, yeah. Why would people be scared of him then? Just sits. To be fair, he's always in the corner of a photograph.
That is a point. That is a point.
Like sitting in a corner of a room.
Yep. Oh, cuck boy.
Oh no.
Oh, you know someone's made some sort of weird story about that, literally called the Slender Cuck.
Yeah.
You know for a fact they have.
Oh mate, I've never really read into fan fictions of stuff, but people need to fucking get a life. I've heard some people. It
is mad how detailed some of that shit is.
But it's like, how? Why? Oh my god! Like, your imagination's incredible, but you need help.
You do let it run wild.
Oh my word! I think, did we speak about it the other time? Like, I wonder if anyone's made a fan fiction of us. Which, if you have, pack it in or send it to us. One or the other.
It'd be quite an honour, really.
Would it? I'd be fucking creeped out.
I'll be creeped out, but it's like someone's taking their time to make a fan fiction of us. It's like. It's a sign of respect, I suppose.
Eddie gently put his hat down.
Oh, no, stop. Stop. No. Let's get back to Slender Cuck.
Josh was sitting in the corner.
No, I'm not a cuck.
Became commonplace during the reign of Pharaoh Vazda, Hieroglyphic carvings representing the thief were found in the pharaoh's tomb, who was rumoured to have had some kind of encounter with the entity. The carvings resemble a strange figure with multiple upper limbs, one that has never been found in any other hieroglyph language. German woodcuts. Renowned German woodcutter Hans Freckenberg created at least 2 woodcuts featuring a character he described as Der Ritter, the Knight, during the mid-16th century, which were eventually discovered in the Holzberg Castle in 1883. Whilst Freckenberg was well known for his realistic depiction of human anatomy, something that was unusual among woodcuts of the time. These pictures featured a skeletal, multi-limbed character. Historians are unsure of its exact symbolic nature. Some claim it's a personification of the religious wars that raged in Europe at the time, while others say it represents the little-known plagues that have been believed to be the reason for the mysterious abandoning of the Holzberg Castle as well as the nearby village in 1543. However, many insist that Freckenberg was attempting to represent the Grobman, or whatever, the tall man. According to the legend, he was a fairy who lived in the Black Forest. Bad children who crept into the woods at night would be relentlessly chased by the Grobman, who wouldn't leave them be until he either caught them or they were forced to tell their parents of their wrongdoing. There is a chilling account from an old journal of this era dated to about 1702. My child, my Lars, he is gone. Taken from his bed, the only thing we found was a scrap of black clothing. It feels like cotton, but it's softer, thicker. Lars came into my bedroom yesterday screaming at the top of his lungs that the angel was outside. I asked him what he was talking about, and he told me some nonsense fairy story about the Grobman. He said he went into the groves by our village and found one of my cows dead, hanging from a tree. I thought nothing of it at first, but now he is gone. We must find Lars, and my family must leave before we are killed. I am sorry, my son. I should have listened. May God forgive me. Romanian mythology. There is also a Romanian fairy tale which describes the legend of the tall man, featuring this description. The tall man stood in a clearing, dressed as a nobleman, all in black. Shadows lay over him, dark as cloudy midnight. He has many arms, all long and boneless like snakes, sharp as swords, within like worms or nails. He did not speak, but made his intentions known. In the fairy tale, the tall man causes a mother to kill her husband and child before murdering her.
Fucking hell.
There is an English myth referring to the tree man, who is the tree man. Years ago, at work, I used to work with these 2 lads. We used to have a great time. And there's another lad who was on site, and he was like a bit like me, who loved shitty B movies.
Right.
But I would say we did take the piss, let's be honest. And it was like, have you ever seen that film, Tree Man? During the day, normal man. At night time, kids are fucking swinging off him. It's like, are you seeing this film? Benchman. During the day, normal man. At night time, grannies are sitting on him. Like, honestly, we would spend hours just coming up. We'd be like looking for
random
stuff.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, we'd have a great time. Oh, so funny.
Fucking
Oh.
hell.
Yeah, Tree Man, who is said to have a slim body with appendages that look like tree branches. He's only known to be seen in the woods and was used as a story that parents told their children to thwart bad behaviour. Quite a few disappearances of children are said to have been linked to the Tree Man. And we'll put some pictures of like supposed Slenderman sightings. We got one here, and here. Sorry, boss.
You're right. I've been writing down the time so I don't forget.
I love it. But, so yeah. So that is like the main like kind of mythos and everything with Slenderman.
Yeah, just colour that.
So yeah, that's the general mythos
Yeah.
of Slenderman. Like, come on. If you look for creepy stuff, everyone's heard of Slenderman.
Yeah.
You know, the tall, dark, like suited but pale faced. And there's that game as well where it like goes into like static.
Yeah,
doesn't it, when it gets you?
yeah. I've played that a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
pretty cool.
But the thing is, it's a creepypasta. It is completely made up. Even though like some of the lore and everything makes it look and sound so realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sadly, because of that, because of it being made so sad, like realistic,
The story's taken a dark turn.
a dark turn, and it caused a crime. Luckily, and I mean luckily, no one actually died.
No.
But my God, they were close.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this happened in 2014. Actually. Oh, one of them's being released this year.
Oh, fucking hell.
And this is what is known as the Slenderman stabbing. On May 31st, 2014, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, United States, Anissa E. Vire, born November 10th, 2001, and Morgan E. Geyser, born May 16th, 2002, lured their friend Peyton Leutner, or something like that, into a wooded area of a local park and stabbed her 19 times to appease the fictional supernatural character Slenderman and prove that he was real. Leutner survived the attack after being found by a cyclist, later stating the attack inspired her to pursue a career in medicine. So not
go on, you go.
Come out of it. During their interrogations, Geyser was described as displaying no empathy, and Vire was described as displaying guilt for stabbing Leutner. Although both stated that the attack was necessary, in 2017, Vire and Geyser were both found not guilty by mental disease or defect and committed to mental health institutions. Vire received a sentence of 25 years to life, and Geyser was sentenced to 40 years to life.
How the fuck is one of them getting released now then?
Vire was released in 2021.
What?
To live with her father. Geyser is due to be released in 2025 to live in a group home and will be under supervision until 2058.
Oh, okay. But one of them's out and about now, though. Yeah. How? Oh, the fucking justice system, man.
The stabbing generated extensive public debate about the role of the internet in society and its effect on children.
Well, yeah.
And a moral panic occurred over the Slenderman, which irreversibly altered the Slenderman legend and the online community surrounding it. The stabbing inspired the documentary Beware the Slenderman, the movie Mercy Black, and several books. This is what Peyton Leutner said on the attack. They just wanted to go on a walk, and I didn't think much of it. It's just a walk. It's in Waukesha. What bad stuff happens in Waukesha, Wisconsin? Anissa told me to lie on the ground and cover myself in sticks and leaves and stuff to hide. In a sense, but it was really just a trick to get me down there. I got up, grabbed a couple of trees for support, I think, and then I just walked until I hit a patch of grass where I could lay down. I couldn't focus much because my body was working so hard to keep itself alive.
Yeah.
It was probably like vision isn't really priority right now. On 31st of May 2014, during a game of hide and seek in heavily wooded Davids Park near Waukesha, Wisconsin, Geyser and Vire pinned down Leutner and stabbed her 19 times in the arms, legs and torso with a 5-inch long, 13 centimetre, 130mm blade. 2 wounds were to major organs. One stab wound missed a major artery by less than a millimetre. And another went through her diaphragm, cutting into her liver and stomach. After the attack, Via and Geyser told Leutner to lie down while they found help, which they did not do. Afterwards, Leutner dragged herself to a nearby road where she was found by a cyclist who called emergency services. Surgeons operated for 6 hours to repair critical trauma and arteries and tissue in her torso and abdomen. Dr. John Kellerman, who operated on Leutner that day, said if the knife had gone the width of a human hair further,
Jesus,
she wouldn't have lived. Leutner left the hospital 7 days after the attack. She returned to school in September 2014. Leutner developed lingering trauma from the attack, later revealing in 2019 that she sleeps with broken scissors in fear of being attacked again.
Oh, bless her, man.
5 hours after the attack, Via and Geyser were apprehended by police near Stauffenhuffels furniture store on Interstate 94, approximately 4.9 miles from the attack location. They were in possession of the knife used in the stabbing, which was found by police in a bag they carried. They said they were travelling to meet Slenderman at his home, called Slender Mansion, in Chequamegon Nicolet National Forest, 200 miles from where they were apprehended.
See, now, I might be wrong here. I'd have let them take me there. See where they were actually going. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not saying, Slenderman was going to be there, but just to see if, do you know what I mean? What were they actually heading for?
Oh, 100%. I know what you mean. But this is the scary thing with the internet.
How it can
flip people.
And it's not the first. It's not the first. It's definitely not going to be the last.
No.
But I remember. Can you remember that fucking Momo shit?
Yeah,
people. There were people. It was literally this. For those that don't know, it was like this weird face.
That's a creepypasta.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
But it was this weird face on the internet, and it was basically telling kids to harm themselves, and a lot of them did.
Yeah, and suicide as well.
Suicide. It was basically saying you're worthless. You're this, that, the other. You might as well just end yourself. And a lot of people did try and commit suicide. They did try and hurt themselves. Yeah. I don't think anyone actually did die though, did they?
I'm not sure on that.
I know there were a few that close. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I apologise. But yeah, do you know what I mean? It's not the first time. It's not going to be the last. It's so scary how easy it is to find this shit.
Yeah, to find it, but it's scary to how what's the word when kids are easy to
impressionable.
Impressionable children are.
Yeah.
To do that, and to think there was going to be no repercussions.
No,
that's the thing. They literally stabbed this girl in meaning to appease a fictional character. Where
I mean, granted, then the scumbags, they deserve to be locked up. I can't believe that one's getting released and one's already released. But something is obviously not right in their heads for that to have been the case.
No,
something has happened, flipped in their brain.
Yeah.
To think Slenderman's telling me to do this.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. There surely has been a psychic evaluation of them and shit like that.
Well, yeah, that's why they went into mental.
But I'm intrigued to know what it was. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's schizophrenia or just psychosis or whatever it was. Because something obviously triggered it. You don't just wake up one day and think I'm going to stab my mate Judah Slenderman.
Hang on. Well, because in the fall of 2014, Geyser was relocated to Winnebago Mental Health Institute to determine if she was competent to stand trial. On October 22nd, 2014, Geyser was diagnosed with early onset childhood schizophrenia.
There you go. Again, I'm not making excuses for him. It's scumbaggy what they've done, but there had to have been a reason for this. They can't have just done it out of the...
Geyser's treatment for schizophrenia was erratic and inadequate for 19 months, which is believed to have exacerbated her cyclic regressions into psychosis and reduced her ability to recognise delusions against reality.
Fucking hell. So they theoretically made it worse?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's mad.
Is that the one that's going straight from prison to the home or whatever? Surely that cannot be the one that's... I was going to say, surely that cannot be the one that's out and about.
No.
Surely not.
Yeah.
So from the sounds of it then, she was the one that was, for lack of a better word, tapped.
Yeah.
And led the other one to do it. So again... an impressionable thing. The other person, again, still was guilty, but probably talked her into it.
Yeah.
It is sad, man.
After the attack, the Creepypasta wiki, which houses the bulk of Slenderman lore, was blocked throughout the Waukesha School District.
Yeah, that makes sense.
On June the 5th, 2014, Slenderman creator Eric Knudsen released a statement of condolence. I am deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin.
That's a thing. How guilty he must feel.
And my heart goes out to the families of those affected in this terrible act. That's the thing. The thing is, people would have then gone after him.
And it's not his fault in the slightest. He's literally just made a story.
Yeah, that is it.
He's just made a...
I don't read Harry Potter and then think there's fucking wizards and that going about.
No, yeah. The thing is, some people have ran into a wall at a fucking train station.
I have, but...
But you
just
know what I mean? It's just, this is what I mean. Nobody would have expected that. And like you said, there would have been a witch hunt after him because it's just everyone's angry. They need something to point it at. Who are you going to point it at? The person that made the story that caused this in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's not his fault in the slightest.
No.
But the guilt you must feel is like, if I didn't make that, or if I made it but didn't publish it or whatever, the only saving grace is that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Imagine how worse it would be if she died.
God, yeah.
A hair width of survival. Mate, that's that. I've always been a believer in when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. That's a prime example of that.
Yeah, they weren't
ready.
No.
Jesus Christ. But fair play to her for becoming a...
Yeah, she's getting...
To doing something positive with it.
Yeah.
Fair fucking play, mate.
I don't believe that it's the fault of the Slenderman or horror writing in general that this happened. I remember reading scary stories or watching slasher movies when I was a child and younger teenager. And while they certainly gave me nightmares, they did not install within me a desire to murder my friends. For someone to make the jump from reading a creepy story that is being presented as 100% fiction into actually using it as a motive to plot and murder another human being, something else has to be going on here. And that's a statement on the Creepypasta website.
Yeah. It's quite reminiscent to the first Scream film, isn't it? It's like, obviously, because Ghostface is meant to be a slasher film, isn't it? And then the main killers in the first Scream film is because they're film fanatics and that is why they do it. It's very reminiscent to that.
Yeah.
The film fanatics led them to it.
And the thing is, as well, like you could say as well, it's kind of like, remember when It came out?
Yeah. And the whole clown fucking shit,
thing.
Yeah.
And also, him who thought he was the Joker, when it was that screening of Dark Knight Rises and he went in and shot the place up.
Yes. Oh, I can't think what his name was, but I know what you mean, yeah.
Because he felt so engrossed in the
character
of the Joker from the Dark Knight.
It just goes to show, not only just like children, obviously children are the worst for it, but how impressionable people are that they cause to do stuff like this.
Don't get me wrong, I love the Dark Knight. But I didn't watch the joke like that performance from Heath Ledger in the Joker and thought, you know what, he's got a point.
Yeah, exactly. It just goes to show how
done.
strong of a actor he was and how strong of a character it was, where it even messed him up.
Yeah, it did.
And he played the damn thing. Do you know what I mean? Read the script and was that engrossed into it that he obviously, you know the story, Heath Ledger, he locked himself in the room and like, what was it, like
made them
20 hours of the day or something, silent room.
Yeah, he locked himself in a room for, I think it was like for 6 weeks or 4 weeks.
Something like that.
It was something ridiculous.
And then when he came out, he was badly affected. He started turning to drugs and alcohol and unfortunately it killed him.
Yeah, because also because he thought of the makeup himself, and he come down like after like a time in his room, and he come down and like with the makeup still on his fingers and that, and Christopher Nolan was like, my God, that is terrifying.
It just goes to show, like, it is probably the one role that people do take a lot seriously. So remember when Jared Leto's Joker come out, he wouldn't talk to anyone on the set.
No,
he literally had to get, again, in that criminal mindset.
It's not just criminal, it's absolutely maniacal.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And then even with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, the amount of weight he lost in that for it is ridiculous. It is probably the one role where you have got to be the sanest of the sane to do it.
Yeah. It's just such a shame what happened to
Heath Ledger.
Because what an actor he was.
Because he won an Oscar for it, didn't he? But obviously he died before it.
Was it posthumously?
Yeah. He obviously died just because didn't he die before the film come out? Because he wasn't at the premiere or anything.
No.
That just shows how quick, from the film being made to it being released, how quickly he spiraled.
Because as well, I think when it was done, the thoughts were still there. Because
of course,
that whole
you can't
diary.
just switch that off, can you?
He's got that whole diary.
Yeah.
And it was like really, really unsettling.
Yeah.
Reading, and at the end it said bye bye.
Yeah.
And people were, what is he saying bye bye to the character? Or
Yeah.
is he saying bye bye like to himself?
The only saving grace is, for a fact, like a lot of film, TV show roles or whatever, they're gonna have like psychiatric evaluations and shit, like making sure they are normal.
It was because of that.
Because even like, I know it's not even on the same level, but Kit Harington, who played Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, after the show ended, because it was such a big part of his life growing up, he had to check himself into a
Did he?
Not a mental institution, but like a sort of thing like that,
a rehab
because he was just so lost on what to do.
Yeah, which it's fair, and like roles change people.
Yeah,
look at Charlie Hunnam with Sons of Anarchy.
He don't even know what his bloody accent is,
No.
let alone he's meant to be a Geordie.
Yeah.
And he was that long in Sons of Anarchy and things like that.
Yeah, he changed.
That he completely changed his accent. Even Austin Butler, who played Elvis in the film, he cannot get rid of that voice now.
No, that twang. So you got to give it to actors. A lot of actors,
shit
when
they do
go
put
in,
themselves in.
When they
it's the
get
ones.
into the role,
It's the ones that do like
method
dramatic.
acting.
Yeah, it's the ones that do like the dramatic weight loss and things like that.
Like Christian Bale was so known for it. It's like the
It's
Machinist.
Psycho, American Psycho.
He's like quite well built.
Yeah.
And then he done like the Machinist, where he was like ill.
Yeah.
And then he went in the Batman, where he was like
Yeah.
fucking rock. And then he done what was it? American. Where he put loads of weight on. What's it where he scam people?
It's going to annoy me.
Not Heist. Oh my god, my brain is knackered. People probably shout.
Yeah. No, not American Sniper. I mean American Psycho. American Hustler.
Hustle. That's it. Yeah. And he got really fat. And
Yeah.
then he lost weight again, and it's just that whole thing. Like
Shia LaBeouf's another one.
Yeah,
with Fury.
Yeah, he
literally
pulls-
ripped his own freaking tooth out.
yeah, and he didn't wash
Wash
like 4
for-
weeks
yeah.
or something like that.
Like you watch these films and like oh god, that is a really good character and fair play from, but you don't realize how traumatic it must be, or like how it takes its toll on your body and your mind to do this shit.
And the same with like Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant. Like
The
he literally got into a dead buffalo,
Yeah,
or horse or
Yeah.
something. And he's a vegetarian, but he had to like eat like the bone marrow.
he's another one, right? Where it's like, I know he's finally got one now, but it's like you look at so many roles he's done. It's like, how have you not won an Oscar for that? How you not won? Even like with Django, where he shattered his hand, sliced his hand open on that glass, and continued to act like
and
it was
actually rubbed
nothing.
his blood on that
Yeah,
girl's face.
it's my god.
But yeah, if anyone deserved an Oscar, it was
It was
him.
that guy.
Yeah, unbelievable. Slosh Train, a former administrator of Creepypasta Wiki, stated that the stabbing was an isolated incident and did not accurately represent the Creepypasta community. He also argued that the Creepypasta Wiki is a literary website and that its community of creators and administrators do not condone murder or satanic rituals.
100%.
A statement was also released on the Creepypasta website, which stated the attack wasn't the fault of Slenderman or horror writing in general, as placed blame solely on an interest in reading, writing about horror, paranormal, myths, urban legends, etc. for a tragedy would be off the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Members of the Creepypasta community held a 24-hour live stream on YouTube on June 13th to 14th, 2014, to raise money for Lutner,
Fair play.
whose name had not been released. Joe Joswowski, an administrator on the Creepypasta website, said the purpose of the stream was to show that members of the community care for the victim and do not condone real-world violence.
Fair play. Fair play.
On October 24, 2019, Lutner, then 17 years old, spoke publicly about her experience for the first time to ABC's 2020. She discussed her scars, saying, "I don't think much of them. They will probably go away and fade eventually," described how she met Geyser in 4th grade and became a friend, because Geyser was alone a lot and Lutner wanted her to feel less alone. She was also reported how Via, who Geyser introduced to Lutner, had seemed jealous of the friendship between her and Geyser. When asked what she would say if she ever saw Geyser again, Luther replies she would thank her because the attack inspired Luther to pursue a career in medicine. Luther revealed she was doing well and that her hope was to put everything behind her and live her life normally.
That is a strong-willed person right there.
Oh, God,
to thank... You see that a lot with, like, parents that have, like, lost a kid, like, in fights and things like that, and then they end up becoming quite good friends with the killer.
Yeah.
Because it is that acceptance of, like, you didn't mean to do it, I forgive you. And do you know what I mean? The amount of things you see like that, and it's like, do you know what? That is a strong-willed person.
That's like, there was this bloke killed someone, and it was the father of the victim, and it was in court, and he said, I forgive you. And the killer broke down.
Oh, yeah, I think I would.
Absolutely broke down. But the thing is, like, there's a part of me that's like, especially like now being a father, if someone harmed him, I would burn this world down.
Yeah.
I don't care. I will kill everyone.
Yeah.
Because that boy is my life and my soul. That boy is my everything. Absolutely everything. I'm not strong enough to forgive someone to ever hurting him.
I don't think I would be either. Because I'm not even a parent. But
you know what I mean? Like, I would rather see this world burn than anything happen to that little boy. And that, that is my role as a parent. Like, not a father, but as a parent.
Yeah. But as well, I feel like it's one of them things where you see it and it's just like they're tired of the fight. They're tired of...
Yeah.
It's just peace.
Yeah. They just want to mourn.
Yeah.
They just want to just...
Yeah, it's almost like it is that last step of the mourning process. Grieving. It's just like, I forgive you, you didn't mean to do it. It'd be a completely different story if you meant to do it, that fucking all gloves are off.
Because... This is going to sound weird, but like when my mum died, it took me a little while to forgive her. Because even though at the end of it was a release for her, and I hate seeing her in pain, but I mean, I was 16 at the time. I was just like, why did you choose now? There's so much you're going to miss out on. And it took me a little while. And to be honest, like... I haven't even started properly grieving.
No.
Well, I think I have, but that's when I think it all hit me when Jordan passed. He was a really good friend of mine, and I weren't the best. We were near on best mates, and as we grew older, like he went off and done his thing and that, and there's so many things I regret. There was times he wanted me to go down and see him, and I was like, yeah, I will do, but I didn't. Yeah. And what I'd give to go back and like just spend one more day. Because there's always there's a bit. I was doing work at his house, and it was like during the summer and that, and he was sitting. I don't know why. I was just finished off and everything. I was tidying myself up, and I was like, where the fuck is he? And I went, he was on the roof. He lived in a bungalow.
Right.
Don't get twisted. And we sat up there and we just spoke about what we were going to do, our lives, how it was going to pan out and everything. And I think a lot back of him. And then when he passed, like when I found out and everything, it's like everything hit me at once. I think because when my mum died... The way I saw it was, it's not me trying to get fucking support or anything like that. Bollocks to you. But, like, my nan and my granddad, who I call dad, like, my nan and my granddad, they lost their daughter. My sister lost her mum. And, she's the older sister. And, then, of course, I lost my mum. But at that point in time, it was like, I've got to step up. I've got to be the man of the house. I've got to be everyone's fixed point, their rock. Yeah. And I had to put on this fucking facade.
Yeah, that it's almost like it's gone past it now. You almost...
I couldn't turn off.
Yeah.
And I was telling everyone, I'm okay with it. I was telling myself so much that I believed it myself. Yeah. That, like, because I remember once after my mum died, I went back to school, and this girl went to me, Ed, why are you, like... I was just having a laugh or something in class, and then she just asked me, like, Ed, why are you still, like, laughing and smiling? You've just lost your mum. I was like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to cry? Do you want me to be an absolute wreck? That's not going to bring her back.
No.
I made myself so I was I had to be like that.
Yeah.
And then, okay, like, I was quite good at dealing with loss. But then when Jordan died,
that's when
I
it finally
broke.
Yeah. Because it's almost like it was the loss of him and the loss of your mum at the same time. It's all just rolled into one.
It kind of brought everything I bottled up inside me. Went like fizzy pop.
Yeah.
And I remember when I found out I was at work. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was filling my machine up with diesel, and a mate of mine, he messaged me. He said about Jordan. I was like, nah, fuck off. And I looked and I felt so numb.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievably numb. And then, I got home and I messaged his mum because we were so close. And when I messaged her everything, but it's when she messaged me back, I collapsed.
Yeah.
Collapsed on the floor and I was broken. And it's like I said, it took me a good while to get out of that. And that's, like I say, that's when I was going through a really, 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 really down, dark path. And that's when you and Lewis, thankfully, sorted me out. And I could never repay you boys enough.
Nah, no need to, mate.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, roles reversed. I know it's not even remotely the same, but like when obviously everything was going on with my mum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you guys were there for me. We're always exactly.
But
But no, I get where you're coming from with the whole having to step up. Again, with like my mum and that. Obviously, I'm the eldest son. My mum ain't gonna be able to do everything now. It's like, okay, I've got no choice. Boom.
Yeah.
It is weird how it happens. Do you know what I mean? You don't even think about it. You just naturally do it.
Yeah. And like this whole thing, like the strength this girl has got to like accept it.
I'll take my fucking hat off to her. Mate.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you could.
So positive.
It's so easy to go down that route of
woe is me.
Why is it me? And feel sorry for yourself and
she's
all that shit. Try to just
it.
flip it. And you wouldn't even blame her for doing it because it's like if anyone's got a reason to do it, it's you.
Yeah, 100%.
The fact you was a hair width away from dying from two of your so-called friends who done it over a fucking character that's not even real. But for her to go, nah, I'm taking this flipping it and making something out of my life.
That's what we need more in humanity.
100%. But the thing is as well, even though it's got a sick, twisted story, you don't hear, I'm going to sound real preachy now, but you don't hear about this sort of stuff in the news. It's always, the world's going to end, fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this had a miserable beginning, but it has a positive ending.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about the positive ending. You never do.
No, of course not. All right. Where are we? The stabbing spawned a nationwide moral panic over Slenderman across the United States. The stabbing and the negative media attention it generated irreversibly altered the Slenderman legend and the online community surrounding it. What had previously just been a creepy horror meme to most people suddenly acquired a new level of reality that most fans of Slenderman found horrifying. Parents nationwide became worried about the potential dangers that stories about Slenderman might pose to their children's safety. Russell Jack, the police chief of Waukesha, warned that the Slenderman stabbing should be a wake-up call for all parents that the internet is full of dark and wicked things. Many media outlets publicised Jack's warning. After hearing the story, an unidentified woman from Cincinnati, Ohio, told a WLWT TV reporter in June 2014 that her 13-year-old daughter had attacked her with a knife and had written macabre fiction involving the Slenderman, who the mother said motivated the attack.
Jesus Christ, man.
On September 4th, 2014, a 14-year-old girl in Port Richey, Florida, allegedly set her family's house on fire while her mother and 9-year-old brother were inside. Police reported that the teenager had been reading online stories about Slenderman as well as Atsushi Okubo's manga Soul Eater. Eddie Daniels of the Pasco County Sheriff's Office said the girl had visited the website that contains a lot of the Slenderman information and stories. It would be safe to say there is a connection to that. During an early 2015 epidemic of suicide attempts by young people ages 12 to 24 on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, Slenderman was cited as an influence. The Oglala Sioux tribe president noted that many Native Americans traditionally believe in a suicide spirit similar to the Slender Man. Other Sioux described the Big Man as a messenger or sign warning that society is developing in a dangerous direction. In the late 2010s, saw an increase of benevolent portrayals of Slenderman, with many depictions of him from this period portraying him as an anti-hero who protects victimised children from bullies, although often by violent means. Lynn McNeil, assistant professor of folklore at Utah State University, observes that the increase in benevolent portrayals of Slenderman seems to have begun shortly after the stabbing in Waukesha, and states that this trend towards a benevolent Slenderman may be a reaction by fans of the character to violence of the stabbing. The 2018 Slenderman film generated considerable controversy soon after it was announced, with many accusing the filmmakers of trying to capitalise off the stabbing.
I can see their point.
Yeah. Bill Vire, the father of Anissa Vire, protested the film's production and release as extremely distasteful and advised local theatres to not screen the film, and stated it's absurd they want to make a movie like this. All we're doing is extending the pain all three of these families have gone through. The progressive advocacy group Care 2 created an online petition which received over 19,000 signatures demanding that the film not to be released, labelling the film crass commercialism at its worst and a naked cash grab built on the exploitation of a deeply traumatic event and the people who lived it. Sony representatives insisted that the film was based on the fictional character that had become popular online and not on the stabbing. Marcus Theatres did not show the film at their locations in Milwaukee and Waukesha counties in Wisconsin due to the impact of the stabbing in the area. After the film was released, Bloody Disgusting reported that Film Gems had required the producers to meet a PG-13 MPAA rating and that several scenes had been cut over fears of public backlash, including several scenes that had appeared in trailers, resulting in narrative and continuity issues in the final film.
So that's probably why it plummeted, in all fairness, like the film rating.
The thing is, right, it might have come out at the wrong time because it was only 4 years after.
But realistically, there is no right time for it.
No, because the way I see it is, if that's the case, then every World War II film should be taken away.
Yeah.
Like Schindler's List, an absolute unbelievable film, which showed the atrocities, what happened
During
in Jewish
Holocaust,
concentration camps. Then, because that's digging up the past.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like
that.
There is,
like I said, there's no right time. I get their anger.
Yeah,
I'd
get
be the same
it,
if I was one of the families. I'd be the exact fucking same. But at the same time, you can see both sides of the story.
Yeah.
From an outsider looking in, you can see both sides of the story.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, that's probably why the film tanked, in all fairness, because they had to narrow it down to PG-13.
Yeah. Let's say, I didn't think it was horrendous. It could have been a lot better.
To be honest, right, hearing that, it's almost, again, you're never going to erase it from the internet or anything like that, and if you want to find it, you can find it. But I'm really surprised America hadn't, like, banned Slenderman in general with this shit going on. Do you know what I mean? Surprised they didn't just say, right, fuck it off completely.
No, I do get that. But, as well, you can't, like you say, it's not like people are getting all hockey masks and
starting fucking people up, yeah. It's just sad reality of that one individual character, and individuals have just drawn to, yeah, exactly.
You know.
But it is fucked. It is royally fucked. Especially, like I said, the creator of it thinking, fucking hell, what have I done?
Yeah.
Even though you've theoretically done nothing.
You've created an incredible story.
Yeah.
You've made an incredible creepypasta.
It's just, unfortunately, it's just pot luck that was the character that was chosen for these people to just, like you said, latch onto and use it as an excuse. The only saving grace is no one has died from it.
The thing is, really, like, because of how social media and everything's blown up, but now it's parents and teachers have just got to learn children, like,
do's and don'ts on the internet.
Yeah, but even then,
adults, even adults today, they click on links and shit like that. Yeah, okay, they don't end up fucked up like this, but they click on links and shit that they're not supposed to, and do you know what I mean? The internet is always going to have a fucking
dark side.
Yeah. You're never, ever, ever going to get rid of that.
No.
You can literally get or do or see anything you want. Literally anything that comes to your mind, you can get it on there. The sad reality of it is, you're never going to be able to get rid of it.
No, but it's knowing the rights and wrongs. It's knowing how to, you know, and it's opening up. Like this girl who, Geyser, who's got schizophrenia, like this had to happen for her to get diagnosed.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like with mental health and everything, like people are starting to see learning and being taught more science into things. Yeah, like it could have been seen so much earlier. Yeah, but it's just a shame this had to happen. But like you say, there's always a silver lining. Like the girl survived
and doing something incredible with her life.
Yeah, she's doing something incredible with it, and because of this, like being diagnosed with schizophrenia, and she's getting the help she
needs. Yeah. And again, don't excuse what she's done at all.
No, but it don't and it does, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, like, I mean, I'm not an expert on mental health and schizophrenia. Like, she's in her
she weren't in the right mindset when she done it.
In her mind, she saw no wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not right. And like,
but like you said, she's getting the help she needs.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's
and again, like you said, it's helping promote and raise awareness for mental health so that situations like this don't happen again.
Exactly.
It's that whole common thing. You learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
And it's a common thing throughout human history.
Yeah. And they got away with it by the width of a hair.
That is mental.
Literally.
That is mental.
So
you always hear it a lot, like especially with shootings and stabbings and that. Like, oh, if he was another inch to the left, Donald Trump's a prime example. If he literally didn't turn his head when he turned his head, he'd be dead right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the width of the hair, when you think how thin that is, that is mental.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is amazing. Really, like, fucking hell.
The human race and the human body and the human mind is the most amazing but fucked up thing ever. It is so bizarre. Like, you cannot get your head around it.
No.
At least I can't. No. The more I think about this sort of stuff, it's like, how? Do you know what I mean? It is just human DNA. It's the only way you can put it down to.
Well, let's say, if I pulled all your veins and arteries, tied them together and stretched it, it'd circle the world twice.
That's what I mean. What do you mean?
And that's it inside you, right? Yeah. It's mad.
It's fucking so bizarre, mate. Honestly. You can see why so many people do turn to, like, studying the human anatomy and shit like that. I think if I could go back, I say this all the time. If I go back to school, I'd do this, I'd do that. I'd be doing every job in the bloody world. But fucking, do you know what I mean? I'd love to learn more about that sort of shit. Just the human anatomy. How does it work?
Yeah.
Especially with nowadays with mental health and like the human mind. Yeah. How it can just go from perfect to in a blink of an eye.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Like we've said it countless times with certain killers where it's just they've had brain damage and it's just flipped.
Yeah.
How though? How? That's what interests me. How? What happens?
Yeah.
Does a certain signal just go left instead of right? And that's what called. Do you know what I mean? It's so bizarre but so fascinating at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. No, I get that. But no, I think I'm about done.
Yeah.
I hope we've done him justice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
but no, the last thing I've got to say is fair play to that girl.
Yeah.
And I noticed another thing. Did you notice how they was all girls? You'd think, I'm not trying to be genderist or sexist or anything, but you would think that sort of situation that you watch something fucked up and then it turns you to doing something mad.
Yeah.
You'd think it'd be a boy thing.
Yeah.
Because throughout history, that is 9 times out of 10 what happens.
Yeah.
It's like the boys end up doing it. For it to be a girl thing, I don't know what... Just mad.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's like with the whole mental health thing and everything, what's coming out. It's like, you've seen Adolescence.
Yeah, what a show. I didn't like the last episode, I'm going to be honest. I liked it, the episode. I felt it needed like one more to proper write the story up.
Yeah.
But the episode itself was good. It's just not good as an ending.
No, I know.
But no, the show itself, fucking brilliant.
And I must say, that kid who played him.
But that's the first time acting.
What a lad.
And it was Ashley Waters and Stephen Graham that come up with that, didn't it? They said they didn't want a child actor. They wanted somebody innocent.
Yeah.
And he's gone from a council state and he's now going to be in a film with Margot Robbie. You lucky bastard.
But no, like, I've like, to be honest, because I've never really heard of like the incel.
No, nor have
like
I.
that. But like, and then watching that, like, I looked more into it, and it's like, and then you go on these like forums, like Reddit and stuff like that, and it's like, fuck, hell. Like,
you really do have to. Even us as adults have to be careful what we look on the internet.
Yeah.
Kids, like if you're a parent out there with kids, again, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not a parent. I've got really no room to talk. But you really do have to keep an eye on what the fuck they're on.
Yeah,
it is that fine line in it, because you don't want to be overbearing, and telling them and controlling them and saying, do this, don't go on this, don't go on that. But at the same time, you have no idea what they're doing.
The best way I think you can get around that is give them that little bit of freedom, but just let them know, like, if you see something that's not quite what you're uncomfortable with or whatever, talk to me.
Yeah.
And we'll go through it together.
I've always said to my sister, because she's obviously in that stage now where she's gaming, well, not like Xbox gaming, do you know what I mean, talking like, what's that fucking thing, like Roblox and all that shite. I've always said, anybody asks you for anything, i.e. a picture, what you look like, your address, anything like that, you let me know straight away, because it's just too fucked up nowadays. You don't know who's on the other end, who they're talking to.
And it's like the whole thing with like the things of like Siren Head, Wendigos, and stuff like that. You've got to put that fear into them. Like, so this is what could happen to you. I'm not saying do it bluntly. They're gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, and actually traumatise them. But you know, give them that bit of like, this is what would happen. This what
could happen.
Yes, what could happen. And just let them know that you're there, and just talk to me, and we'll get through this together.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, always have that that safe space.
Yeah. You need to be their safety net.
Yeah.
Which is obviously normal for any parent. Do you know what I mean? It's rule number one mainly.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it is that fine line. Just be careful on the internet. That's all you can say. Really.
Yeah. Don't take everything to heart.
No.
Don't take everything for gospel.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, I'm about done. Fucking hell. That was a roller coaster
of emotions, wasn't it? Yeah, Jesus Christ. But no, what other podcast offers that then?
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. Josh, what are we doing next week?
Next week we're going to be doing... I was struggling all week on what to do.
Yeah.
And just by chance, I see this video on YouTube yesterday. It is a bit sad, but I've got to cover it because it is so bizarre. And it's a story that's known as the Zanesville Incident, or some people are calling it the Zanesville Massacre. But it's an animal massacre. Because this guy called Terry Thompson, he had over 56 exotic animals. And just before he took his own life, he released 50 of them. Obviously, they all had to be neutralised.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called a massacre. But it's the whole bizarre nature. I'm talking wolves, bears, lions, tigers, jaguars, monkeys. He just released them all.
Oh, wow.
Why? Nobody knows. Well, I haven't looked fully into it yet, but as far as I know right now, nobody knows. But before he took his own life, he just released them all, and it was so close to becoming an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
They was on the brink of escaping.
Oh, wow.
And just, manic. So, I'll be talking about that and what happens and all that. But when I say... it weren't even just the exotic animals had, it's the amount he had. Like, for example, he had 18 Bengal tigers.
Jesus.
And he released them all. He was so close to going so wrong.
What is it with America? Is it in America?
Yeah.
What is it? Like, you got Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Which is
still mad.
Madness.
I just love it when you look at, like, Tiger King. And that was meant to be the Blackfish of big cats. Now, if you haven't seen Blackfish, I seriously do recommend it. It is sad, but it does show the reality of what's happening to these orcas in captivity. And Tiger King was meant to be the Blackfish for big cats. But I understand fully, because if you're the producer and you're interviewing these and this story unfolds, it's like, how the fuck could we not cover this?
But no, it also, like, with Blackfish especially, if you want to know more about that, we actually done an episode with our good friend Connor, really good friend Connor, who has got such a love for orcas
and such a knowledge as well. If you want to know anything about an orca, ask him. He will know 100%. He will. I swear that geezer knows more than marine biologists. I swear that.
Honestly, and it's so lovely, refreshing. how he gets so into it. And that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and there was stuff. I've always been quite knowledgeable on animals, but yeah, I can't patch him.
No.
I can't patch him.
Some of the stuff he was on about and Harry was just rolling it off, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible. And honestly, you need to listen to it.
Yeah.
You need to listen to him.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, we're just here. That was his show.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That was his show.
100%.
And he absolutely ran with it. And you need to listen to that, because really what humans are doing for entertainment using animals like killer whales is absolutely
barbaric.
Atrocious.
But yeah, so yeah, definitely do go give it a listen. It was one of the earlier ones we done, wasn't it? It was one of the first few we done. So
it was at the end of the first season.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, yeah. So if you're struggling to find it on the YouTube, keep going.
It's there eventually.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're about
Yeah,
done.
I think that wraps it up this week. So Ed, where can they find us?
Well, you can find us on Facebook, which is Missing Mysteries in Black and White. You can follow us on Instagram, which is Missing Mysteries _ not word underscore, the actual underline bit. Every time. It gets me every time. You can you can follow us on X or Twitter, or whatever Elon Musk wants to call it, which is Missing Mysteries 1. You can follow us on TikTok, where we have little snippets from our shows put on there, and it's usually the funny bits, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So then that is Missing Mysteries 10. You can email us.
Yeah, boy.
We have now got another email.
And this one works. I've tried it.
Thank the heavens. And with the email, you can email us with sightings you've had. That could be cryptids, ghosts, UFOs, creepypastas, anything.
Yeah. You want to email us that you've sighted a squirrel? Do it. If it gets email traction, do it.
Fair enough.
I squirrel the other day as well, man. Is it in a chicken goose on? Please tell me you've seen that video.
Yeah, I think I
was
have,
going to say.
That could be theories you've got. So theories about, like, cryptids, ghosts, whatever we talk about. Like, say for instance, like for this week, like, what are your theories on, like, the whole mental thing with Slenderman and why it led to the route it did? That could it could also be criticisms, what you haven't really liked about the show, what you would like to see different, praises, which we'd prefer. So what you
Tell
like
us how
about
amazing we are.
Huh?
You know, boost our ego.
Yeah. I need it so my head don't fit through the door. That could be suggestions, what you'd like to see from us, what you'd like to see. If that could be actual hunts, episodes, anything, reacting to anything, let us know. That could be
questions.
Questions. Ask
Who'd win in a fight? A gorilla or 100 men?
Yeah.
What animal you think you could take in a fight?
Yeah, exactly.
Ask us anything. Ask us what we had for dinner.
Yeah, if you want. If you would like to collab with us for whatever, that could be a hunt, that could be on an episode, like you come on ours or we go on yours, whatever. Yeah. Please let us know. Merch. If you want one of these lovely hoodies.
Or t-shirts.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about t-shirts. Then, yeah, again, please let us know. And the email is
mythsandmysteries10, the actual number. So mythsandmysteries10 @gmail.com.
Thank you. I think that's everything on the email. But yeah, just absolutely anything you fancy or want to change or anything, please let us know.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got ideas, like, absolutely, let's say anything. If you've got ideas for what you want us to hunt.
If you've got a specific topic you want us to mention, let us know.
Yeah. Or if you just want to chat.
Literally anything.
Yeah. You can follow us on YouTube, which is Missing Mysteries, and because of the algorithms, it is a bugger to find. So the best way to find it is through our socials. But with the YouTube, as well as seeing our lovely faces, hello, you will get to see when we do our actual hunting, which we haven't done much, but we will. Actual hunting, and when we do reacts and stuff like that, and interviews. So please go on there, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And hopefully we can build the algorithms so as soon as you search in Missing Mysteries,
I want it to the point you put in M and it comes up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, a whole long way, but
Yeah.
that's
You
eventually
never know.
that's the pinnacle. You just put in M and it's bang.
Yeah, and we're there. You know, so please help us to get to there. I think that's pretty much done.
Yeah,
Social.
yeah, it's all social. Yeah.
Choo. Josh,
Yes.
where can they listen to us?
Well, even though you already are, you fancy listening on another platform or all of them? Please do all of them. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podchaser, Player FM, and iHeartRadio.
Absolutely fantastic. We're getting hang of this.
Yeah,
thing,
I know. It's all coming back. It's all becoming the muscle memories growing.
Yes. And also, before we go, if you've got to this point, fair fucking play.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been long.
You're an MVP.
Yeah, you really are. And also, later this year, me and Josh,
Yes,
we're going to Parachat, which is going to be a convention or conference where we are actually doing a talk for once.
Hello.
We're not just filming it or anything like that. We're actually.
I mean, we will do a vlog of like the day
yeah,
and
100%,
things like that.
100%. But yeah, we're actually going to talk, and we're going to be talking about cryptids and folklore monsters. So please show some love. Get you their free tickets.
Yeah.
Have a look at Parachat UK on Facebook.
Yeah. I'll leave a link in the description below on the YouTube, so it's easy for you guys to find.
Yeah.
So please do go have a look, show them some love, show them some appreciation.
Yeah.
And if there's still tickets available, get them and come see your boys this November.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we can't wait for that. I'm nervous already, but I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be really good. And also, we've got a few other things in the pipeline, which we're not going to talk just yet. But
as soon as we know more and we can release stuff, yous will be the first to know. So make sure you follow us on the socials so you can find out.
Yes, exactly. Thank you ever so much.
But no, I think that wraps up this week. So thank you very much for watching or listening or both. And we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Happy hunting. Oh, you made a mess of yourself, mate.